Hey, I'm Brian from BMA Comics Con, and today we're going to take a look at Justice League Annual number 1, Multiversal Meltdown. Previously in the DC universe, through the events of Dark Knight Metal, the Source Wall has been broken, which has led to the near destruction of the multiverse, and continues to threaten everything we know. Luckily, a plan has been made to repair the Source Wall, but first the heroes must get past Lex Luthor and the Legion of Doom that wishes to stop them. As the Justice League approaches the Source Wall, the clock runs down on the time to enact Starman's plan to fix it. Hawkgirl is ultimately a sacrifice due to her connection to the entropy Tynion. Luckily, Hawkgirl is willing, even though Martian Manhunter would like for her to stay. Starman's confidence in this plan is reassuring to all, that the Justice League will finally be able to fix what they broke and save the multiverse. Even the Source Wall doesn't put up much of a fight, as it wants them to succeed with their mission. Then enters Brainiac. The villain thought to have been dead, but no, weeks earlier he approached Lex Luthor and convinced him that he was taking too big a risk in completing his goal, when Brainiac could much easily help them break the Source Wall and free Perpetua. She's the first creator. If you've ever heard God was a woman, it would be her. She built the Monitor, the Anti-Monitor, and the World Forge, but was trapped inside of the Source Wall. Well, unfortunately, when Brainiac showed up, things got a little complicated. He had weeks to plan a counter to the Justice League's actions, and just as easily, he put Starman out of commission, leading to Perpetua's release, and her first act, destroy the Source Wall. What are the heroes' next course of action? What does Lex Luthor plan to do with the goddess he has freed? Will she even listen to what Lex Luthor has to say, or has he unleashed a force he cannot control? These are the questions I have for the next issue. What do you think will happen in the next issue? Make sure to subscribe to find out more. The DC multiverse has been growing more and more over the past year. I like most of the ideas that they had with it, and it's good to explore more of the Source Wall. Snyder has been coming up with bigger and better threats for the Justice League, and it makes sense to me that they wouldn't be finding these things on Earth, so I like that they took it straight to the source. However, I wonder how they're going to top Perpetua. Maybe they don't until they create something other than the Source Wall. Snyder is one of my favorite writers at DC, and he's really shied away from overusing Batman. Actually, I don't think Batman did anything in this issue, which is interesting because it was also written by James Tynion IV, who was just writing Detective Comics. This was a fun and easy read. There was a lot of explanation without there being too much dialogue or overcrowding the page. I will not complain at all. I like the art of the Justice League. The fact that they are not afraid to use colors either makes this book better. The only real critique I could say is that the way the Source Wall is described as a godlike location that is difficult to look at, I didn't get that from the image, but I guess that's because I wasn't there looking at it in person. Plus, I know it must be hard to capture that on page. Is it just me or does Batman remind you of Ben Affleck here? Which would be a shame because apparently Affleck's not going to be Batman anymore. Starman was so sure that his plan was going to work, I believed him. I was like, okay, this is an annual, maybe they're going to wrap things up here. But no, it all went wrong. And then we got this panel, and when I saw it, I just heard in my head,
it was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
One look at this image and you could see the sadness and defeat on everyone's face. I think Sampere captured the feeling perfectly. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. The content was good. I like the story, the dialogue, and the art. I can't wait to see what happens next. But, for some reason, when I finished this, I just wasn't feeling that, wow, this is the best thing out there. Please let me know your thoughts on this comic and video in the comments below. If you like reviews of your favorite comic books, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Brian out.